Tonight on UMass This Week, a winter storm warning is in effect for all of Western Mass. We'll tell you how much snow is expected.
And the 2014 Olympics in Sochi are in full swing. See what students are most excited about. I'm Mackenzie Maynard.
And I'm James Villalobos. This week, the National Weather Service issued a winter storm warning for all of Western Massachusetts. The warning goes from 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, Thursday, to 7 a.m. Friday morning. Amherst could receive 5 to 8 inches or more of snow. The storm is expected to bring heavy snow with a mix of sleet. And here's the forecast for the rest of the week. Let's begin by looking at today's temperatures. In the Berkshires, it was 23 degrees. And if you go to Lower Pioneer Valley in Springfield, it was 25 degrees. And as you moved up here to home in Amherst, it was 20 degrees. But if you went out to Eastern Mass, it was about 22 degrees, so pretty much same temperature all around Massachusetts. And looking forward to tomorrow, it would be, again, 30 degrees in the Berkshires. Springfield, Amherst, and Worcester are going to be coming in at 32 degrees. However, when you go out to the eastern part of the state, it's going to be at 36 degrees. And again, that's kind of the concern for tomorrow's snow, is because the temperatures are so high, the snow is going to be a lot more heavier. Looking forward to the next week. Tomorrow and Friday, temperatures will be in the 40s, and again, that's why we're so concerned with that heavy snow that's coming tomorrow. However, if you look at the weekend, it looks like Sunday might be the pick, a sunny day with temperatures in the 20s, higher 20s. However, if you look forward to Wednesday, it looks like it's going to be 44 degrees, so we're finally going to see some sort of warm-up. And again, we're going to keep you updated on tomorrow's storm, so we'll keep you updated through our Twitter and Facebook page.
Last Friday, continuing and professional education faculty, as well as members of the Massachusetts Society of Professors, joined together outside of Whitmore to rally for equal rights. CPE faculty members are petitioning for the same legal status as other university faculty. The main difference between the groups is the inequality of pay. The groups hope the university will allow the CPE faculty to join the Massachusetts Society of Professors and then bargain collectively. However, the university denied the request.
The Student Government Association, in collaboration with the Graduate Student Senate, signed a shared governance agreement this last week. The agreement ensures that student leaders are involved in campus-wide policy changes like the tobacco ban and decisions that affect a majority of campus, like the cancellations of the EDM concerts earlier this fall. A Campus Leadership Council was also created, which will meet annually and give recommendations to the Chancellor on these wide-scale decisions.
For the third consecutive year, UMass has been named a top military-friendly university by the Journal of Military Advanced Education. UMass is the only doctoral degree granting institution among the 11 military-friendly listed schools for Massachusetts. Some factors that are evaluated for the ranking are the flexibility of online learning options, the on-campus ROTC program, presence on military installations, and full-time counselors trained in veteran-specific mental health concerns.
Arguably the best writer of the 20th century, Toni Morrison, was originally scheduled to be coming to the Mullen Center tomorrow. However, it has been postponed due to the coming winter storm. The event will feature the importance of the artist in society and the changing role of the Black female artist. Morrison is the author of The Beloved and the Bluest Eye. As part of a Black History Month, the program will also include the New Africa House Ensemble, the voices of the New Africa Choir, and authors Sonia Sanchez and Berenice Johnson Regan. Once the new date is announced, we'll be sure to let you all know.
One of the a cappella groups on campus is set to release an iTunes album this Friday, which just so happens to be Valentine's Day. Aaron Wallace has more on the all-male a cappella group who call themselves the Doo Wop Shop.
UMass's all-male a cappella group, the Doo Wop Shop, has a present for all their fans on Valentine's Day when their album hits the iTunes store this Friday. The album, Sounds from the Stairwell, will feature 4 members from the current group along with 4 former members who graduated last year, and will feature a range of styles of music, anywhere from Adele's Turning Tables to Otis Redding's These Arms of Mine. John Murphy, a featured voice on the record, explained the record's sound.
You can kind of expect a lot. We do have like a nice sound for the whole thing. Like it sounds pretty like organic, and like you can hopefully pick out each voice.
Jake Brownell, the music director of the Doo Wop Shop and also a featured singer on the album, sparked the idea for an album when he came across a suggestion to audition for Acapella Armageddon, a college acapella competition through Bristol Studios in Boston, featuring many prominent Boston area groups.
I kind of put the idea out there, and then the guys really liked it, so we auditioned, and we went to the competition, and then we won it.
The top prize for the competition? 25 hours of free studio time, enough to record the entire album.
25 hours at a typical studio is going to be about $2,500, so that saved us a lot of money. Basically allowed us to do the album for about half price.
This isn't the Doo Wop Shop's first album, however, it will be the first one that any of the current members are featured on. Elliot Bruce joined the group just in time to be included on the album, something he says has always been on his bucket list.
I didn't know how I would ever record an album, so it was cool to just join a group and all of a sudden be recording an album.
For Alex Mercer, the album provides an opportunity to show his hard work to family and friends in his home state of Pennsylvania.
It's pretty cool to finally have a product that I can send to them or that they can buy and say, yeah, this is what I do at school.
The album name, Sounds from the Stairwell, comes from the group's tendency to practice in the stairwell in Bartlett Hall, which they claim has good acoustics. They even admitted to filming their audition video for Acapella Armageddon in that stairwell.
There are jokes that go on about us making awesome music in stairwells.
As for the release date, Mercer claims they decided on Valentine's Day because it is an easy date to remember, but was quick to add that it could make a good gift.
Buy the album for the person you love, or if you love us.
The Doo Wop Shop has been releasing previews of some of the songs on their Facebook page prior to the release of the album, which will be available to download everywhere on February 14th.
We hope you enjoy the album if you get it. We worked very hard on it, and we're very excited for you to finally be able to hear it.
Erin Wallace, UMass This Week.
And Britt Bowker now gives us the latest on health news. Britt?
Thank you, Mackenzie. Have you gained a few pounds this winter? Have these below freezing temperatures kept you inside? Thanks to the Arctic vortex, half the battle of getting to the rec center is the walk there. But a recent study suggests that a brisk walk in the cold air is exactly what we could use. Harvard Medical School researchers say that being cold increases the activity of a certain type of fat in your body called beige fat. Beige fat increases the calories you burn by 30% to generate additional body heat. Brave the cold as best as you can. This is the perfect time for you to burn off some of those calories. A study released on Monday shows the abortion rate among women in America is at its lowest level in 3 decades. 1.1 million abortions reported in 2011 represent a rate of about 17 abortions per 1,000 women. In 2008, a similar study reported about 1.2 million abortions, representing a rate of about 19 abortions per 1,000 women. Researchers say the decline has less to do with anti-abortion laws and more to do with the growing use of foolproof long-term contraceptives among younger women. As the prevalence of peanut allergies continue to rise among children and parents in the United States, so does the risk of the potentially fatal reaction called anaphylaxis. Because of this, maintaining nut-free households in schools is becoming more and more important. Although there is no cure for these nut allergies, recent studies suggest that reactions can be tamed with immunotherapy. A study in England revealed that after 6 months of oral immunotherapy, 90% of children could safely eat 5 peanuts a day. Researchers hope that in a few years, the immunotherapy treatment will be used clinically and lessen the severity of peanut allergy.
Thank you, Britt. Coming up tonight, UMass shares their Valentine's Day plans with us.
And an all-new segment of Mass Entertainment. Please stay with us. Student groups and staff worked together February 2nd to put on a Super Bowl party in the student union, which brought in about 300 students. There were local specialties for each of the team's cities, like Denver's green chili and Seattle's Starbucks and donuts. You could also get your own bobblehead made and even play some NFL Madden video games. Although the actual game was a blowout with the Seattle Hawks beating the Denver Broncos 43-8, students and staff still had fun and enjoyed the heartwarming commercials.
The Super Bowl once again set a record for the 4th time in 5 years for the most watched television event in history, with over 111 million viewers tuning in. This year's Super Bowl event even set a record for the biggest U.S. live TV event on Twitter. While most tuned in Sunday to watch the game, others like myself tuned in to catch the ever so popular Super Bowl commercials. Advertisers paid close to $4 million for 30 seconds worth of ad time during the game. Viewers voted on the best ad, and Budweiser's Puppy Love came in first.
Some Indonesian evacuees returned home after a deadly volcano eruption that happened earlier this month. The death toll rose to 15 people, with toxic clouds of ash covering the land while rescue teams continued to look for survivors. Rescue teams were forced to stop and take cover when the sirens activated again, signaling the people around Mount Sinabung that the area was not safe. Officials are warning people that the volcano may erupt again, and the volcano last erupted in 2010 when it killed 310 people.
An explosion in Peterborough, New Hampshire, Monday afternoon called for first responders from more than a dozen towns. 13 injuries were reported. The factory is the leading manufacturer of precision bearings and assemblies for aerospace, defense, medical, dental, and high technology markets. The Globe reports that Peterborough Fire Rescue are investigating the cause of the explosions, but do not believe it was an act of terrorism.
A drought in California now threatens the state's drinking water supply, with 400,000 people in danger of running out of water within 60 to 120 days. State officials say emergency plans are in place for worst-case scenarios, which includes bringing drinking water in by trucks and creating makeshift wells. Professor Beal Ingram from UC Berkeley said, quote, "We are on track for having the worst drought in 500 years.
Coming up, see the new way you can buy textbooks on campus.
And the year's most romantic holiday is soon. See how UMass is celebrating.
And now, an all-new Mass Entertainment.
Hi, I'm Natalie Sobleski. Hollywood lost a great actor this past weekend. Philip Seymour Hoffman was found dead in his Manhattan apartment. Hoffman was nominated for 3 Oscars and won one in 2006 for his role as writer Truman Capote in the film Capote. Hoffman was 46 years old. His death is bringing light to the growing heroin problem in the United States. Carly Rae Jepsen is taking on Broadway this Tuesday. She will be playing the role of Cinderella in the musical Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, and also fulfilling a lifelong dream to be on Broadway. 7 years after the beloved Harry Potter series concluded, author J.K. Rowling announced that she is unsure of her decision in making Ron and Hermione a couple. She admitted that Harry and Hermione would have made a better match. In saying this, Rowling hopes she's not crushing the dreams and breaking the hearts of her dedicated fans. The Super Bowl game featuring Seahawks and Broncos sure disappointed many viewers, but the halftime show definitely did not. With Spectacular starring Bruno Mars and featuring the Red Hot Chili Peppers was hailed by many as the best halftime show of all time. The idea was quickly dismissed, though, by Beyoncé fans who claim no one can beat the Queen Bee's performance last year. The U.S. Olympic team will sure be one of the most stylish at this year's opening ceremonies. Ralph Lauren designed this year's Team USA sweaters, creating even more buzz over the upcoming games. We asked and you tweeted, so here's what you had to say.
Michelle Aaron said, "I think Jimmy Fallon said it best. They look like an American flag threw up all over a Christmas sweater." Michelle Liu tweeted, "On the bright side, at least they're very patriotic."
Kate Ferranti brings us more on what students are hoping for the Winter Olympics.
With the Olympics starting on Thursday in Sochi, are students planning on watching? If so, which sports are they most excited to see, and who are they rooting for? Do you plan on watching the Winter Olympics this year?
Of course.
Yes, definitely. I'm really excited. It shows a lot of good sports, and it brings all the whole world together, so I'm really excited.
It should be kind of fun, because especially given that it's in Russia this year, I'm really into the geography of who gets to host the Olympics, so that's always interesting to see.
I kind of want to watch it because there's a lot of beyond the sport implications involved. You know, a lot of geopolitical or global things that are happening kind of in the background. It's kind of like a House of Cards scenario. It's very complex.
What are your plans?
I'll probably watch in the lounge with my friends. I think everyone is getting together in the Van Meter Lounge to watch it, if I'm correct. So yeah.
I think I'm probably gonna have a bunch of people over and we'll watch the opening ceremony. Have a good time.
Nice. Are there any sports that you're excited to see?
Well, I'm always cross country skiing, ski jumps, anything like snowboarding, skiing related is usually where I'm at.
It's really exciting that women's ski jumping was added because it's the first time women can participate in that sport. So I think that's awesome that females are finally being included and the U.S. can represent themselves in that way.
I really like the ice skating and the snowboarding and skiing. That's pretty fun too. The hockey as well.
The biathlon looks pretty cool. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's pretty interesting. It's like a combo of cross-country skiing and riflery.
With the little rock that goes across the ice.
Curling?
Curling, yeah, that's
I
the
like
one.
that too.
I got into that a few years ago when I watched it, so I might check it out.
Do you have any specific athletes that you're excited to see? Or?
I'm not as in tune with this round, but yeah, I probably not by name off the top of my head, but anybody USA is fine with me too. So.
Shaun White, I guess. He's still doing it. Yep. Yeah, so I guess Shaun White.
I want to see the Bruins, like Bergeron on Canada and Krejci.
What teams are you rooting for?
Obviously USA would be number one preference, especially versus the Russians. Norway.
Norway?
Finally get some glory.
Nice. Besides USA, are you cheering for anyone else?
No, just USA. Woo!
Nice.
This year, on-campus book sales decreased 30%. In response to the decline, UMass has proposed a virtual bookstore. The proposed virtual bookstore would sell both digital and physical textbooks. They would also offer delivery service, so purchases could be delivered to student residence halls. But the campus still worries that even this proposal won't help them beat out Amazon and other popular sites students use to purchase their course textbooks.
The number of off-campus incidents at the UMass Amherst campus has seen a strong decline over the last year, with joint police patrols between the Amherst and UMass police being a reason. Both police departments are helping officers have a better handle on these incidents and take preventative measures through education, especially at new students' orientation. The winter weather is also another reason for the decline, and Amherst Chief Scott Livingston claims bad weather is a policeman's best friend.
Last Friday, State Representative Paul Mark visited UMass to discuss student debt. He was joined by the Public Higher Education Network of Massachusetts, Center for Education Policy Advocacy, and members of the Student Government Association in discussing ideas on how to end student debt crisis. One of the ideas discussed was a revised 50-50 plan where students would only pay for their third and fourth years of college and the state would pay the first 2 years. Well, Valentine's Day is this Friday. How are you spending the day, James?
It's going to be just another Friday night on campus. How about you?
Well, I actually work at an Italian restaurant in Amherst Center, so it should be pretty busy.
Pretty packed.
Absolutely. Well, with Valentine's Day coming up in just 2 days, we sent out Liz Streppa and Shannon Barrett to see what UMass is doing to celebrate.
So how do you feel about Valentine's Day?
I don't really feel anything about Valentine's Day.
I ain't got no feels. I'm excited. I never celebrated Valentine's Day.
Until this year?
Yeah, until this year.
Well, that makes one of us.
Valentine's Day was a holiday created by Hallmark to exploit people and their ability to love by making it a product and a commodity. To sell cards, essentially.
Do you have a significant other in your life right now?
Yeah, probably my homework.
No, I do not, which is fine.
I don't have any time for anything. So this is like, if I did have time for love, they would be neglected and they would be sad. Like, they'd be one of those puppies in the Sarah McLachlan videos.
You do anything special for Valentine's Day?
No.
So what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Well, I'm celebrating Valentine's Day late because I'm going to a conference. So I'll be out in Connecticut.
I will be celebrating Valentine's Day by sitting in front of my computer and watching House of Cards all day.
I'm going to be taking a girl out, hopefully to Northampton, if I can get a reservation in time.
You are actually the first person that we've talked to that is actually going on a date.
I try.
How do you feel about love?
Love's pretty cool. It's a fun thing. Makes you get butterflies inside your belly and makes you feel giddy and smiley.
Sometimes I have a problem tolerating people. While I love meeting new people and I love interacting with people, the idea of being with someone for more than like a year every day is horrifying to me. So also, if that's what love means, I'm not about that life.
I feel good about love. I think love is a positive thing, and we need more of it in the world.
I like that answer. Would you consider or have you ever considered getting a Tinder? Yes, Tinder works. Sometimes. I have used it in the past.
I have to honestly answer.
Is your personal Tinder strategy to swipe to the right or to the left?
Oh, right, every time.
Kids at home, don't use Tinder. It is a dark, dark place where you are only going to find horrifying things.
See, I'm just trying to get some people together. I'm trying to play Cupid, you know? So what would be your dream guy that I could hook you up with?
Maybe President Obama.
You'd go on a date with President Obama even though he's married?
Yeah, maybe. I think so.
Where would you take Beyonce? What would you do?
All right, well, this might contradict everything. I forgot about Beyonce. Sorry. I do recognize that love exists. If the significant other is Beyonce, I would do things that I probably shouldn't mention in front of a camera to her for most of the day.
Surfboards, spraying out that wood, spraying out that wood.
So Shannon, what are your plans for Valentine's Day?
Well, my plans include going into the wilderness. I'm actually going on a retreat into a cabin, so no hot date for me this year, but what about you?
I don't have a date either, so I'll just be hanging out with my friends like any old Friday night and hoping to have a good time.
Well, it looks like we found out what we needed to know about love at UMass.
So be sure to like us on Facebook. You can find us at UMass This Week. Search and like our page.
And also be sure to swipe to the right if you see any of us on Tinder.
I'm Liz Streppa.
And I'm Shannon Barrett.
For UMass This Week.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Be sure to join us next Wednesday at 7. I'm James Villalobos.
And I'm Mackenzie Maynard. For news updates around campus, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And until next week, have a good night.